Most of his career, he has been a major proponent of feminism, of healthy masculinity. How does it feel for him, though?
You're not kidding when you say this is getting messier. The author of that book deleting her Instagram account, another who plays Baldoni's sister in the film, being harassed online.
What in the world is going on between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni? This Hollywood drama is reaching new heights as their legal battle continues to explode in the public eye. And now, with the release of raw, unedited footage from the set of It Ends With Us, the stakes couldn't be higher. Baldoni's legal team has dropped this video like a grenade into the mix, claiming it completely disproves Blake's allegations of inappropriate behavior. But does it really? Or is this just another chapter in a messy, headline-grabbing feud? Let's break it all down.
Shutting down a woman's claim.
She is claiming that there was harassment. He's saying none of it is true, never happened, never did.
To understand how we got here, we've got to rewind a bit. This whole ordeal started on December 20th, 2024, when Blake filed a formal complaint with the California Civil Rights Department against Justin Baldoni, producer Jamie Heath, and their production company Wayfarer. She accused Baldoni of creating a hostile work environment during the production of It Ends With Us, alleging harassment and behavior she described as disturbing and unprofessional. According to Blake, she experienced significant emotional distress on set, and the complaint included a specific incident she claims left her deeply uncomfortable. The story blew up when the New York Times published an article detailing her allegations, sparking an avalanche of public reactions. People were shocked. Fans rallied behind her. SAG-AFTRA, the actors' union, even chimed in, applauding her for speaking out.
New video released by lawyers for actor Justin Baldoni showed unedited footage from the filming of It Ends With Us.
But that was just the beginning. The very next day, December 21st, Justin Baldoni faced immediate fallout. His talent agency, WME, dropped him like a hot potato. Colleen Hoover, the author of the best-selling book the movie is based on, publicly supported Blake, as did some of her castmates, who encouraged fans to read the complaint. It seemed like the tide was firmly against Baldoni. By New Year's Eve, Baldoni had decided to fight back, filing a massive defamation lawsuit against the New York Times. He claimed the article painted him as a villain by cherry-picking information and ignoring evidence that contradicted Blake's story.
At all. I said that having read through Blake Lively's complaints, that it was evident to me that she was likely under the influence when she filed her complaint.
Things escalated even further on January 16th, 2025, when Baldoni turned his sights on Blake herself. He filed an even bigger lawsuit, this time for defamation, civil extortion, and invasion of privacy, not just against Blake, but also her husband Ryan Reynolds and her publicist Leslie Sloan. Baldoni alleged they orchestrated a coordinated smear campaign to destroy his reputation. A $400 million currency lawsuit is no small thing, and you can bet that caught everyone's attention. Now, fast forward to January 21st, when Baldoni's legal team dropped the bombshell, raw footage from the set. They claimed it was definitive proof that Blake's allegations were false. In her original complaint, Blake described a specific incident during the filming of a slow dance montage. She alleged that Baldoni acted out of character, leaning into her ear and dragging his lips down her neck while saying, "It smells so good." According to Blake, none of this was scripted or necessary for the scene, which had no sound being recorded at the time. She described it as unprofessional, inappropriate, and deeply uncomfortable. But Baldoni's team says the footage tells a very different story.
Is creepy Baldoni getting close to her, obviously making small chatter not in character so as not to make the scene, which didn't require dialogue, awkward.
So, what's in this video? The nearly 10-minute clip shows Blake and Justin filming the slow dance scene in question. From the start, the two actors appear to be discussing how to approach the scene. Blake repeatedly suggests that it would feel more romantic if their characters were talking to each other rather than just silently dancing. Justin, however, seems less enthusiastic about this idea, instead trying to stick to the original vision of the scene. At one point, Blake jokes that she and her husband love to talk endlessly, to which Baldoni responds with a lighthearted comment about how he and his wife prefer to share quiet moments. The two exchange laughs and keep dancing. Then comes the part everyone's been talking about. Blake mentions that her spray tan or body makeup might be rubbing off on Justin during the dance. Justin responds by saying it smells good, which his team claims was meant to reassure her that it wasn't a big deal. Blake's legal team, however, argues that the context doesn't change the fact that she felt uncomfortable. The footage also captures moments where the two joke about Justin's nose, with Blake teasing him about getting plastic surgery. Baldoni, for his part, laughs it off, showing no sign of offense. The clip ends without any overtly inappropriate behavior, at least according to Baldoni's legal team.
Loud. Literally, I'm just asking the question, like, how are women allowed to do this, to take something and to make it sound like you survived a because that's what it sounded like to the public.
While Baldoni's team insists this moment was professional and innocuous, some fans have pointed out that context matters. Critics of the released footage argue that even casual remarks about someone's appearance or scent, especially when coming from a superior, can cross boundaries in a workplace setting. Blake's legal team has highlighted that Baldoni wasn't just her co-star, but also her director and boss, creating a significant power imbalance. They claim moments like these aren't as harmless as they're being framed, especially when consent and comfort weren't openly addressed before filming intimate scenes. Adding to the controversy, supporters of Blake's claim claims have raised an important question. Why was the footage released to the public in the first place? Many believe this move by Baldoni's legal team was a calculated attempt to sway public opinion, rather than letting the evidence speak for itself in court. Blake's team has called this tactic retaliatory and part of a broader smear campaign designed to discredit her. They argue that taking this battle to the court of public opinion only exacerbates the harm done to her while also creating a chilling effect for others who might want to speak out about workplace misconduct.
For the most significant allegations in Baldoni's lawsuit is that Lively sought to gain control over the editing process of the film.
What's particularly striking is how this case has reignited conversations about Hollywood's handling of on-set boundaries. In recent years, the industry has adopted intimacy coordinators to ensure actors feel safe during physically close scenes. Blake's complaint alleged that no such coordinator was present during the filming of It Ends With Us, leaving her to navigate discomfort on her own. If true, this oversight could be a key factor in the legal case as it raises questions about whether proper safeguards were in place to ensure a professional environment. For Baldoni, however, the stakes go beyond this single lawsuit. His reputation has already taken a hit, with reports suggesting he's lost multiple professional opportunities since these allegations came to light. His team has expressed frustration over what they see as a rush to judgment, emphasizing that the released footage is just one piece of a larger puzzle that they believe will ultimately exonerate him. Still, the damage to his career has been significant, and recovering from the fallout will likely be a long and uphill battle, regardless of the case's outcome.
Right? So Baldoni says this was all an effort to hijack the film to get her way. Lively claims she was the victim of harassment in a hostile work environment. Not surprising.
But here's where things get tricky. Blake's team has come out swinging, calling the footage damning evidence that actually supports her claims. They argue that every frame of the video aligns with what she described in her complaint. In their statement, they point out moments where Blake appears to lean away from Justin or tries to steer the scene in a different direction, suggesting that she was trying to avoid unwanted physical contact. They also note the lack of an intimacy coordinator on set, which they argue would have prevented any confusion about boundaries. According to them, the video doesn't exonerate Baldoni, it incriminates him further. So, who's telling the truth here? Fans are divided. Some believe the footage clears Baldoni of any wrongdoing. One person commented, "I don't think this is going the way Blake and her dragons thought it would." Another wrote, "I have come to realize that Blake Lively tends to say offensive jokes to people, but then adds, 'just kidding,' to not appear mean but fails. She seems mean as hell." Others, however, are standing by Blake, arguing that the video doesn't negate her experience or how she felt during the scene.
Has denied all of these allegations. They have responded to this filing, this lawsuit, saying,
"The footage has undoubtedly shifted public perception, but it hasn't ended the debate. If anything, it's made things messier." For those who initially believed Blake's allegations without question, the video casts doubt on the accuracy of her account. On the other hand, her supporters argue that just because the footage doesn't show overtly inappropriate behavior doesn't mean nothing happened. After all, discomfort and boundaries are subjective, and Blake's feelings about the incident shouldn't be dismissed outright. Adding fuel to the fire, Blake's legal team has demanded a gag order to stop Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, from making public statements about the case. They argue that Friedman's media campaign is designed to manipulate public opinion and taint the jury pool. Friedman, however, has fired back, claiming it's hypocritical for Blake to accuse Justin publicly and then demand silence when he defends himself. This back and forth is just another layer in a case that's already complicated enough.
They believe that it's a continuation of the smear campaign that Blake initially claims happened while they were promoting the film.
What's clear is that both sides are playing hardball. Justin Baldoni's team is determined to prove his innocence, while Blake Lively's camp is equally committed to holding him accountable. The stakes are enormous, not just financially, but reputationally. For Justin, this case could determine whether he continues to work in Hollywood. For Blake, it's about standing by her allegations and showing that women in the industry shouldn't be silenced. The outcome of this battle could have ripple effects far beyond these two stars. So, what do you think? Does the footage clear Justin Baldoni, or does it support Blake's claims? And what does this case say about the broader issues of workplace boundaries and accountability in Hollywood? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. This story is far from over, and you can bet we'll keep you updated on every twist and turn. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.